is the Canny Couple. I'm Julia.
And I'm Aaron.
And today we wanted to talk about an article that we saw that kind of bothered us a bit.
Yes, especially coming from the frugal side of things.
Right, and also being a millennial. So there was an article that came out a couple days ago, and it could be an old one that they reposted, but from Yahoo Finance, and it said 10 frugal habits that rarely pay off for millennials. And when we read this, we were like, we do most of these things, and we are going to have our house paid off and be 100% debt free.
Yeah.
In what, 4 weeks?
Yeah, and this one was talking about even putting yourself into more, in a few
Into
things,
more debt.
into more debt, you know.
So it's really bothered us as millennials, as people who live frugal lifestyles, who are also homesteaders and try to merge frugality and homesteading every day. So we wanted to go through this, and we wanted to tell you ways that you can still save money every single day. Yeah. These frugal habits will really help save money. So the very first one was coffee. It was okay, and we're paraphrasing. Please understand, we're paraphrasing it. We're interpreting this the way we read it.
Yep.
So just to put it out there, it stated that coffee, that little bit of pleasure you get from that little luxury, is okay. That's okay. So we're not saying you shouldn't ever have coffee from a shop.
But we just did in our video last night, the podcast, we added up and figured out that a $7 cup of coffee 5 days a week was a month, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was
$140. You don't need $140? I'll take $140.
You could make coffee at home, and it's okay. We're not telling you can't ever have a cup of coffee out. We do occasionally. When we say occasionally, it might be twice a year.
Yeah, I was going to say, occasionally might be putting it a little too...
We actually thought back to the last time we got a cup of coffee out, and it was a year ago. It was probably last Thanksgiving. That's how rarely we get coffee out. It's not something that we do. It's a treat when we do it, and it's not an everyday thing for us. So it's a treat, and that's the way we look at it. And you don't need these treats every day. A treat is something you look forward to
every once in a while, whether it's maybe once a week, once a month, once every few months. You don't need it every day.
Absolutely. You can make it at home. Take that money that you're spending, a one-time purchase, in a good coffee maker that will make the coffee that you like. It works. Yeah. Yep. It works out really well for us. And we don't like just plain coffee.
No, I mean, we up ours up some, and make our own creamer. If you haven't checked out that video, make sure to check out that video. And if you like this type of content, make sure you hit that like button.
Absolutely. And number 2 is coupon clipping. They kind of focus more on apps and things like that. And,
right.
And we save money that way.
We do. We don't really disagree with that. But if there is a paper coupon that saved 20%, don't ignore that.
On something that you buy.
Right.
Usually. So if you do have paper coupons, or even like the coupon, like things that used to get coupons for dog food all the time. $2, $3, that's when they used to have them. And we will admit the coupons aren't the same as they used to be, but you can still get them occasionally and get some savings off of those. You hold those coupons till it goes on sale for items that you buy. Don't clip coupon just to be clipping items that you don't eat or use. Right. That will not save you money. Don't limit yourself here. The next one was your own home maintenance.
This one.
And we understand there's some things you're going to want to hire out, like doing renovations, things that are structural to your home, roofing. I understand that. We totally get that. Change your own filter.
It actually said that in the article.
It was talking about to ensure it was done correctly.
If you don't know how to change your own filter in your house, I'm just saying, this is like, I mean.
Maybe 10 minutes of work.
I mean, I could probably give it to Isabel and she at least would get it in the thing, I mean.
We're saying 10 minutes if it's in the ceiling. Like,
Right.
if you have one in the ceiling, I'd give you 10 minutes. Ours is going to take, like, we take longer to get the filter in the trash bag without making a mess than we
Right,
do to actually change the
Right.
filter. It's not that hard. And what if you don't have filters? Do you know how to open it up to vacuum it off? You
I
can
mean-
vacuum it off to buy yourself a little
I
time.
want to know what's the going rate for this, because I want that as a side hustle.
You're going to hire himself out to change
Right.
filters for $35 a pop.
Yeah. I'll go
It's
to your house and change
expensive.
out your filter for
Think about
$35.
that. Think about that. $20 to change a filter. Say you're paying somebody $20 for
Not including the filter.
not including the filter. Add the filter costs on that. What they're
Somebody's probably paying $1,500.
they're like $10. Say $10 for a filter. Cause the better ones are a little bit more expensive.
I was gonna say the people who's doing this is not gonna be buying the $10 filter. They're gonna be buying the $50 filter probably.
You're spending some money, and you have to do this. They say now they're saying every month. Before it used to be every 3 months.
Yeah, but I mean, your own home maintenance. There is things you can do.
Change your light bulbs.
Yes, I mean, the basics. It's a waste of money, and
It really doesn't take up that much time.
yes,
It doesn't take that much time. I could change the filter.
light bulb will be harder just because she won't get up on a ladder.
I have to now because everything's up high. So if you own a home, you need to be able to do the very basic
Yes.
maintenance and care. That's just what it is. DIY everything. And they were talking here, like you can take that time and put it somewhere else. And they went so far, like painting to even walking dogs when they were talking about this.
That's a huge difference to me in walking your dog and painting the house.
And like to me, if you have a dog, that's kind of
Your responsibility.
you took that dog on.
Right. Painting your house. Hey, you can save money that way. There is nothing wrong with painting your own house and saving a lot of money.
We've done it.
You're like, oh, well, the time you could save. What are you saving that time for if you're, doing all the
Hiring
rest of the
everything
stuff?
else out.
Right?
Like I want to know the side hustles these people are doing while they're hiring all this other stuff out, because you're letting people into your home to do these things, so you still have to be there.
Yeah.
Or use your side hustle fully at home, because most people's side hustles, I'd say it's probably 50-50
50-50.
inside and out of the house. Just pointing that out, how many of them are actually doing side hustles at home. I also see one other very big flaw with this. You are failing to learn new skills. You are failing to open yourself up to actually knowing how to do something that you can fall back on, like, hey, I can paint a house. I can do a really good job painting a house. If my job goes nowhere, I can offer my services to paint houses. I can offer my services to change all the filters in my apartment complex, because I know how to do it. There's you a side hustle right there. Instead of hiring yours out, learn how to do yours and offer it to all your neighbors.
Yep.
And $20 a pop.
Yep. Hey.
Hey, one day you have 10, that's $200 in
Just
one
changing
day.
filters.
That's a good side hustle. Preparing every meal. Oh.
You know how we feel about this one.
Let's talk about focusing on other activities. We use more expensive ingredients, so it just makes sense. Kind of the way we understood this segment of this article. You can eat. You do not have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars
To eat healthy.
to eat healthy. You do not. You can still eat healthy. You can still eat good, nutritious food, and it doesn't take very long. Tell them about the lunch I fixed this week that you thought you weren't gonna like.
Oh, it was rice and beans, but it was a bean dip, basically.
And he was
oh
like
my gosh, that was the best thing ever.
he was scared.
I was like, what's she doing?
He's like, I don't want to try this. I don't want to try this. This isn't going to be any good. This is going to be good. That's what he told me. He's like, yeah, I didn't think I was going to like this.
Yeah.
And we decided, like, I could eat 3 times the amount of this that you gave me.
Yeah, it's that
It's
good.
super simple. It took me how long to put this together? Maybe 5 minutes total. Maybe 5 minutes total in actual me doing any work here. And it's a great nutritious lunch, and it's filling, and it's been wonderful. Preparing your own food at home is not hard. It is not difficult. I think there's just like a disconnect.
I think I've heard a lot of people though anymore don't know how to cook.
That's right.
It is a lot of the issue, but you know, hey, there's many ways out there to learn to cook anymore.
Absolutely.
Whether it's just watching YouTube videos.
You can, and there's lots of people out there doing easy recipes, and I plan on having a lot more coming out here soon. Really simple, easy ways to cook. I mean, basic and just super easy. I like easy meals. Avoiding technology. Now, the way they made this sound was all work related.
Yeah, they said, oh, you have to have the latest and the greatest to do your job. If that's part of your job, you're working that into your contract to make your employer pay for
Or
it.
that's part of your business expenses.
Exactly.
But if it's for your everyday life, no.
You
do not need a new iPhone every year.
Right. If you learn how to do it on iPhone, whatever, 14, then you could do the same thing on iPhone 15, you know.
I mean, it's just that kind of like I need the newest and greatest of everything culture, and I get it. A lot of people feel that way, but man, we change our phones out like once every 4 years.
Yeah, and if you saw, I didn't know what iPhone we're on, so you know, so I might be right, I might be not.
You're not. I want to say we're like on 17 or 18.
Okay.
Because we don't use iPhones. But we use our phones until they die.
Right.
We use our phones till they die. And for us, it's every 2 years, one of the phones gets replaced.
That seems like it anymore, yeah.
Yeah. So I just had mine replaced. And then in another year or two, it'll be Aaron's to be replaced.
Yep.
So, and that has worked out really well for us because we don't have a big hit to the budget all at once.
Right.
And it's just alternated. And it kind of fell that way naturally.
Mm-hmm.
It really did. It was just sort of a natural.
You know, it's probably them saying it's time to buy a new one, in all honesty.
Strict budgeting. Now, this one I think we're all doing.
Like, it said it's too hard to budget.
You have to be flexible.
Because it said everything's increasing in price. Well, yeah, that's why you got to budget, people. And then it said, well, all the millennials have too many side hustles and it's hard to keep up. Don't you know how much money you've got coming in and going out then? I mean, the basics. I mean, it's going to take work to make a perfect budget. But
and
I mean,
nobody's going to have a perfect budget.
Right. But the basics, how much coming in, going out, how much you're spending on food, how much you're spending on groceries, that's doable.
Do your lowest income budget. And if you have another job, don't include that side hustle money. That's free money. That is savings money. That is debt money. That should not be included at all. You have your basic bare bones budget that has you living below your means. I mean, we say below what you bring in. Should not be maxed out to what you are making. So if you make $5,000, it shouldn't be up to $5,000. Right. You want to try to back that up if you can. 4,500, 4,000, 3,000 if you can. Yeah. We say this from experience. We live very well below our budget, our means. And then any additional money that we bring in goes into savings, goes towards our debt, goes towards anything else that we have. It's not supposed to be easy, but they're making it sound like these,
you're not smart enough to do it.
Well, and yeah, it's just they're forgetting the main thing about a budget is to set yourself up to live below your means.
Yeah.
And that's not mentioned at all in this article. Buying in bulk.
It said buying in bulk's not good because
you don't have anywhere to put it.
Right. You don't have the storage to put it.
You can find a place to put it. And they were talking, and it could go bad before you can use it. And they were talking about toilet paper. Like, toilet paper's not good.
Right. Like, stick it underneath your bed as your storage location. You know, I mean,
put it on top of it in the closet anywhere. It doesn't really matter, but at least have an extra pack of toilet paper. We all know what it was like when there was none on the shelves. But buying in bulk can save you money, but you do have to know your costs. You need to look at the price per ounce, price per pound, depending on how you're buying it. You need to know your different places, how much it costs per place. That is very important. For us, I'm getting black beans right now. I'm not buying them in bulk. I'm buying them by the pound because they're
cheaper.
88 cents a pound. For us, it's a very, very good deal.
Yep.
Can't even get them at the Dollar Tree for that price.
Yeah.
So it's much cheaper. So when I see them at 88 cents a pound, I'm getting my maximum amount.
Yeah.
I'm not clearing the shelf, but I'm getting the maximum amount I can. The next one was transactions in cash. It said most retailers don't have cash, and a lot of them have get now, pay later, buy now, pay later, financing.
Finance later. Yeah, I mean, why are you going to buy, let's say, go to Walmart and buy your pack of underwear and finance that later instead of paying $10, paying $15 by the time interest is done?
If not more.
You know, and honestly, I can say we haven't seen a retailer. I don't know, if it's just where we're located, for example, but we haven't come across a retailer that doesn't accept cash.
We would walk away.
Yeah, probably.
We would walk away.
Let us know below in comments if you've seen any retailers, that do that, because I'm just curious. I haven't seen anybody that won't take cash. And if you like the type of content we're putting out, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Absolutely. It's one of these really odd, weird things they say. And there are statistics out there that prove that when you use cash, you don't spend as much.
Yep.
And we tell you, we are very honest. We use credit cards and we play that game. But we are very, very careful.
Yes.
And we have become more careful. There have been times we haven't been. We'll openly admit that. But we have become extremely careful. And we treat that as cash.
Yeah. Yeah. To us, we have to have that cash. We don't buy outside of our means.
Absolutely not. And we've kind of looked at it as not as a credit card going out. We treat it, even though it's a credit card, we treat it more like a debit.
Yeah.
We really do, because it's not our money. It's not a loan. We're paying that off immediately.
Yep.
But it's just one of those things. And if you want to try to use cash and they don't take it, walk out the door. We've got a society now that's really built to let you not really realize how much you're spending.
Yes. And
then the last one was social events. Avoid social events. Now, we're not telling you to avoid all social events.
No. But it was making it out like in today's society, everything has to be a social event.
You want to go out every night, party all night long.
It was talking about networking, that you have to do social events. Okay. Before
work, after work, then you have to go to social gatherings with friends.
If that's the case, make the company pay for it if it's a social event.
Well, if you're paying for it yourself, don't get a meal, get an appetizer. Don't drink water or a soda. Don't drink alcohol. Alcohol is always more expensive, especially if you're trying to save money.
Yep.
Now, we're not telling you not to do these things. Like, you can have an alcoholic drink if you want to, but be aware it's going to cost you more.
Right, and plan this into your budget. Okay.
Absolutely.
Hey, I know I have 3 social events every month, so have that planned in the budget. I spend $30-$40 each time. Have that planned into your budget.
I'm going to a destination wedding in a year. I need to plan for this. That was part of it. Yeah, these millennials want to go to destination weddings. I've been seeing a lot of people can't afford these things. Like, it's gotten crazy ridiculous how expensive these things are, and the expectations of other couples that you'll be there and do this and pay for it. Especially if you have a family, which millennials like us, more and more of us, are having families and have larger families.
Right. And the term millennials anymore, there's quite a few generations after us now, So I don't know if they're trying to, lump some other generations in as well.
I don't know. I did see an article that said that millennials, that we were being suffocated by debt was one of the big issues, because it was I can't remember what it was, but it was like they want the average cost that would make a millennial happy to live a year is over $500,000 a year. But that's another video. But then it came on to say in the end of this article that the advice that worked in the past does not work for these generations today. And
what a lie.
it is. It is.
I mean, it's like these articles are trying to push us to spend more, and I don't know whether it's because,
It's giving you an excuse.
well, are they getting paid to try to stimulate the economy?
I have no idea. But to me, it's like if I were a young millennial looking at this and I don't want to give up my coffee that's $10 a pop every single day. And that's just saying you drink it once a day.
Yeah.
How many people are doing 2 or 3 of these a day?
Right.
Like you get to see TikTok videos of people getting like 2 drinks from Starbucks and meals and all this other stuff. Like that is an expensive tab. And we're not saying you can't do that. We're just saying it's your choice.
Yeah.
These are not excuses. And these tips and tricks, though outdated and old-fashioned, do work.
And save you a ton of money.
They save you so much money. But say if you did all of these things and you spent all of this money and you actually looked at your budget and you said, what if we cut out all of these things? You thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Thousands
Easily.
of dollars. The coffee alone.
It could be
$1,000.
it could be $1,000 itself, right?
Over
I mean, if you
$1,000.
bought one a day, it's $140 a month times 12 months.
Over $1,000
Yeah.
just on the coffee alone. Thousands of dollars. And you feel like these don't really pay off for us because either number one, you want things done now, you don't want to take the time to do it, or you're, making an excuse to do the things you want to do when they're choices that you're making. This is all about choice. Aaron and I, we have chosen to live frugally.
Yep.
We have chosen to live below our means. We have chosen the lifestyle we have, and we are so close to being 100% debt-free that, we are there. We could taste it.
Yep. Less than 30 days.
Less than 30 days. And this was the right choice for us. And we want to inspire you and let you know that you can do this too. It takes work. It takes some sacrifice.
And dedication.
But it doesn't mean you have to give up all these things. You can still do some of these things. But you
just
can't
don't
do
need to
them all.
all.
And some of these things are just silly, like not changing your own air filter.
I will even, come out to anybody's house and change your air filter, for a mileage fee too, if anybody out there, wants to do that.
He's going to start a really good side hustle up here. Oh, Lordy, that one just kind of floored us a bit. It really did that was the example they gave. That was such a silly example because it's such an easy task and there's really no way to mess it up.
I mean,
Unless you have
could turn it the wrong way, but...
Well, if you had the old filters like we had back in the
day,
day,
the blue ones, yeah.
They were both the same size.
So it wouldn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You do one. I remember many times vacuuming one of those when you didn't have one on hand. But you may do, and it's just there are ways to be frugal. And old frugal habits, old-fashioned ones, are still just as valid today as they ever were before, and they can save you thousands of dollars if you put them into play.
Well, if you got any comments, questions, leave those down below or send them to thecannycouple@yahoo.com. Make sure to go over and check out our link tree, which has all of our other content. And
as always, thank you for joining us on The Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.